Hello and welcome to episode 96 of the Talk Nintendo podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Casey Gibson, and joining me this fine evening, the one, the only, Mr. Perry Burkham.
Hi Casey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, having a wonderful week filled with memories of a lifetime. I'm not even over-exaggerating.
I was going to say, it sounds like quite the week. Would you care to elaborate for us?
I can't. Sorry, not yet.
Okay, then.
But I will.
Yeah.
Soon.
I was going to say, my week's going to be terrible.
Yeah, you're getting like surgeries and whatnot.
Gotta get my eyes blasted off. Or at least one of them.
Now, are you gonna not wear glasses then?
No, essentially, I guess it's sort of like my cornea is like thinner and getting thinner or something. I don't know. So pretty much they're just like gonna hit it with a laser and it's just gonna make it so it doesn't thin anymore.
Yeah, like whatever that means. Like,
well, because I guess eventually
like,
it could get to the point where it could just like you would need to get a cornea transplant.
Right.
Which sounds miserable, you know. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this doesn't
also,
sound.
Also, it sounds cool.
Yeah, I got a transplant.
I mean, I've transplanted corn before, being from Iowa.
Yeah, yeah.
But corneas?
Yeah.
That might take me a couple days.
Yep. Yeah. Just drilling away. But yeah, originally I was going to do both, which would have just been terrible. So now it's just one. So I figure at least, like, no matter how bad it'll be, at least, like, I'll have one eye that will work well. And I've got off Thursday, Friday now because of this. And you bet your sweet butt I'm going to be sitting around doing nothing Saturday and Sunday, even if I am feeling better. It's going to be a very Octopath-filled weekend. Hopefully, unless, like I said, I'll probably end up feeling like garbage, and I'll be like, I just laid there all week crying.
Oh, no.
No, I don't think it'll be that bad.
Interesting. Well, yeah.
Yeah, fun.
It is fun. Like, how does a laser,
So, I guess it just hardens it. It, like, scrapes it or something. I don't know. You could look it online. Look it up online. It's called cross-linking, and there's some gnarly pictures. It's like,
I'm not gonna look that up.
It's like they like have to put like little like things to keep your eye open, and then it's just like it's like a very green laser, or at least the pictures I've seen. And it's like, I want to see if I can take a picture of it, or well, not me personally, but get someone to, because I feel like that'd be cool.
You should take a selfie while it's happening.
Hey guys, just checking in from tableside.
Hashtag cornea transplant.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Even though it's not.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Preventing.
Anyway, so we had sorry, I don't mean to switch subjects.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, usually you make a funny joke and then that's blackout.
Yeah.
So we had a contest this past week sponsored by Grills Von Sizzle.
Grizco.
And
we've got a winner.
We have a winner. The idea of the contest was to
send us your best drink,
and send us make up a drink based off like a Nintendo character, because it was in celebration of the YouTube Saloon. So this drink will be available there from now on.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
Available there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So our winner is Poke Evolution Network on Twitter. Looks like a fan site of Pokemon, a little fan site over there. They retweeted, and they also actually tweeted at us too. And theirs was a Tom Nook inspired called the Lone Paralyzer. It's so green and small, given the size, it will make you regret ever entering the establishment.
Why in the world would that win on the YouTube Saloon?
I know, I thought that was pretty funny. But
that is funny.
We actually got a bunch of really good ones. I've got a couple written down here if we want to read through them.
Let's go. What did Berry Boy 8 say?
He has the Power Up Kamikaze. dried super mushroom times 2, dried 1-up mushroom times 1, a slice of the evil shroom, just a bit to give it some edginess, but beware because too much can kill you. Some tanuki leaves up to tastes. You chop it all up and mix it with some rum and vodka, add a sprinkle of gold star, and finally light it on fire with a fire leaf, and it's done.
A flaming Mario's.
Yeah, I thought
that's what it should have been called.
Yeah, yeah. I like it. This one, I don't think we don't have to read this whole one out, but I thought the idea was really clever if you want to read that top part.
From Goth Vampire?
Yes, sir.
The Mad World Martini. This black and white drink is inspired by the Wii exclusive title Mad World, which was notable for its black and white color palette, except for in-game blood, which was red. To add red to the drink, optional sugar cranberries can be added. Enjoy.
Yeah, pretty cool. What do you got? Some vodka, some cranberry juice, and some black color dye. So I thought it was pretty cool. That person went above and beyond as to really, they give instructions and everything. But moving along here, just a couple. These are more rapid fire. We got Mataris on Reddit. Mataris. Splatter shots. And then they said a lot of Splatoon weapons actually sound like drinks now that they think about it.
Nice. Yeah.
This next one here, I'll let you take this one.
From Hank Hill High AF. I can't believe I just said that. Waluigi Super Smash drink. Number 1, cup. Number 2, bleach. Number 3, tears.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That is really funny.
This next one's a good one.
Oh, we don't need this next one though.
Well, what are you talking about? Robert Garcia says Pepsi for the win. Simple, sweet,
it's FTW, which we all know stands for.
Should have thought.
I got nothing.
I really appreciate
if I make the F sound, something will come out, but nothing came out.
There you go, Pepsi for the win.
Flippy
tippy whirly.
Flippy tippy woolly.
Alright, and our last one here before we get into what we've been playing from...
It's Bug Hunt Man.
Yes, Bug Hunt Man. The Blue Falcon, 1 part blue sriracha. Is that what you have? For the beautiful hue. 1 part Red Bull for maximum velocity. And topped with Everclear and lit on fire for a true Falcon kick.
Yeah.
Boom. I like it.
Shouldn't it be for a true Falcon punch? I guess he does the Falcon kick.
Yeah, he does the Falcon kick in the knee.
But, I mean, you want the punch.
Oh
my goodness, Falcon punch! Why wasn't that one of them?
Now,
duh!
But these weren't, like I said, we had so many really funny and clever ones.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. So thank you, everyone, for participating. And thank you, of course, to Grizzles for hooking us up.
Yes! You demand.
But...
You demand Von Sizz.
Speaking of the man... You've been playing a little game featuring the man.
That's right.
Or actually now the woman too, right? Don't you have the option?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't see that. But I have been playing Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Yes, the newest 3DS release.
Before we get into that, I think I'm just so happy that I get to play Captain Toad music because it's just so charming. And
this is one that I would really like to go back and play, and it'd be so perfect on the Switch. And I can't justify it right now. I could bust it out on the Wii U, but it just wouldn't be the same. I want to play those new the new dank New Donk City levels.
The dank New Donk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I loved Captain Toad. I remember when it came out. I believe just like Super Mario 3D World, I lapse gamed it, meaning it came out and I played it for like a half hour and then I never played it again until like a year later.
Yeah, way past
and
it.
And I was like, I gotta play it. Like I was like, I just gotta go back and play it. You know, I liked it. I don't know why. Same exact thing happened with 3D World. The reason with 3D World is because I was playing Link Between Worlds. Came out the same day.
Yeah, that's a tough to pick between those two.
Yeah. So, anyway, so I remember playing it on Wii U and just being the menus and the sounds, like the sound effects, the charming characters, just the super tight 3D exploration based puzzle game. Like everything is just has that, and it's like the most Nintendo game of all time. Like,
and it's so slow paced, but I love it. You know, it's very methodical. Like you can take your, I mean, not on all levels. You know, you can't take your time, but
right.
It's like, it is just something about it. It's so charming. It's like relaxing to play, even though it is like a game that's going to make you think a little bit with the puzzles and stuff. You know.
Yeah, and then the added, you know, you can collect everything. You can collect the 3 diamonds. And then there's always a challenge for each level that you can do. Like, and those challenges can be tough, and they can really extend the gameplay. Like find like one of them. I haven't played too far. Like I really haven't played far at all. Probably played like 5 or 6 levels. But
and then
like
I put it down just like last time.
Yeah. No. I just played it before.
I know. I'm just busting your chops, Jimmy.
You're just busting my what was it you said? Cojones.
Your cojones?
Yep. But anyway, now that you get me off on those,
you start thinking about cojones and you lose your track of thought.
Yeah.
You pervert.
I was actually thinking. Do you know what a cajon is?
Yeah, your cojones, your balls.
No. That's cajone. Cajon is actually a percussion instrument. It's like a box that you sit on and you can hit it.
That was like, so funny.
It sounds really cool.
That's what you'd be, you music nerd.
Yeah. Well, sorry that I know an instrument. I know of an instrument. But anyway, back to Captain Toad. Like the challenges, like one of them was like find 70 coins, and it's like you have to get. So it's like, okay, now I have to get every single coin in the level, basically. And then and that can be tough, like, because there's so many hidden places, right? The whole thing is about changing and looking around. It's very, very, like, it's interesting how you think, okay, that sounds really simple, but they make it so complex. Somehow it's amazing. But, like, and then the other one's, like, you know, kill all the enemies. And it's like, that can legitimately be hard. Like, I remember this game it getting really tough, like, with like charging chucks and stuff, and it's like, I just remember the difficulty is almost at the perfection level where there's so much skill, but it works, and like you can play through the game, and it can be really easy too. But it's also like if you want to.
That's what's so awesome with Nintendo, especially they just know how to ramp it up, but even in like World, where like 3D World, it's like you can get through the game without being like the most skilled gamer of all time, you know, but they have that incentive to go to the star levels, or, you know, like the extra bonus levels that all of a sudden are like insanely tough. So they always try to keep, you know, sort of be able to give something to everybody.
And see, you know what I wish they had this for a franchise was for Kirby. I wish Kirby, because, you know, I would say Captain Toad is pretty easy, like maybe comparable to Kirby in some aspects. I mean, it's a little, the puzzles are harder, so it's not, I guess, not the same. But what I mean is Kirby doesn't give any sort of these little challenges to do. Like, it really, like that are actually difficult. Like, if there was a Kirby level where they said, like, don't get hit, you know? Like, that's actually like kind of tough to do.
Well, it'll make you pay more attention, where especially like you and me, when we play a Kirby game, I'm assuming we play somewhat similar. It's where it's like you don't really think too much. It's like, oh, if I get hit by an enemy, it's like whatever, you know. It's like there's really no harm, no foul. So if they did have those incentives to just sort of be like, hey, approach this a little differently than you would normally a Kirby game.
Exactly. And so What and all this come to say that I mean, think about it. Captain Toad was the major Mario release of 2014. Now that was which is so funny. Yeah, I mean, like that was the big thing, right? And then it was the so it's funny that this spin-off of 3D World is released for Switch, but 3D World isn't. You know, like it's got to make you think. It's 3D World coming, you know, because they.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, it would make sense. Maybe
makes sense,
like not
right?
this year, because obviously, like Odyssey's still pretty fresh. You know, for people who are still picking up Switch, they're grabbing Odyssey. But that I could see that maybe down the road. You know, maybe 2019 at some point, or maybe
that
beyond,
game is so good and it looks so good, and they put so much effort into it, and it didn't sell, and that's why I feel like that's what Captain Toad is. You know,
it sold for a Wii U game. It probably sold pretty well.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean.
But yeah, I guess for a Wii U game. I mean, you can say any game did not sell. The only thing you really can't say that didn't sell is Splatoon and Mario Kart 8.
Well, look at this.
Then they released them again, and they sold even more.
Well, I tell you what, I'm looking at the some sales figures straight from Nintendo's Japanese website, and 3D World sold more than Splatoon.
Well, there you go.
You've got Mario Kart 8 was the top dog at 8.42, Super Mario 3D World at 5.78, New Super Mario Bros. U 5.77, Smash Bros. 5.34, Nintendo Land 5.19, but that's probably skewed obviously because it was bundled, and then Splatoon at 4.93. So
now just think about and Splatoon was like 2 years after 3D World, so that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
But man, you read that. Did you just say that New Super Mario Bros. U sold more than Smash? You know.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, look at that, guys. Like, that's insane. Like, we think of Smash as the ultimate thing, but New Super Mario Bros. Is a bigger franchise than Smash. And think about all of the work that goes into Smash compared to, like, New Super Mario Bros. I mean, there's a lot that goes into U, but anyway. We've heard rumors already of that coming out. U for Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer World, but it would make sense for you because there's not that style of Mario game on the Switch yet.
So. And Casey, it's so funny because they're kind of living in this weird world where, like, I would buy U for Switch again, even though I've bought U and Luigi U on Wii U, but I would buy it again for Switch because it would be amazing to play on the go. And it has the multiplayer thing going for it. And it's such a the challenges in U are so insane, like, to do. Anyway.
I tell you what, I've never beaten you.
Yeah. You've beaten me.
Yeah. Every time we play a video game. But, no.
No, but then, like, I think, like, I would buy that. I would totally buy 3D World again for Switch. No, not, like, day one. No problem. And I would totally buy Super Mario Maker for Switch day one. No problem. You know? Like, those three games, and because I feel a need for them already. Because it's like, if you think about it, there are 4 different Mario franchises. Like, there's the 3D World. There's the 3D Land franchise. There's the 2D. There's the Odyssey. And then there's the Mario Maker.
And then there's tennis and all the sport games.
Well, I just talk about just for his platforming stuff. But yeah, exactly.
No, I know it's crazy. I mean, but it's awesome. I love it. More variety, you know.
Yeah, and with Captain Toad, I haven't got a chance to the new Donkey City levels yet, but I have got to play with the Toad, the find Toad things that what you unlocked previously with the Toad amiibo.
Yep.
Now the weird thing is, it's just already unlocked for every level. Probably a good thing, right, that they just included it in this one. You don't need to have the Toad amiibo to do it. And to be honest, for now, it's just kind of like exactly what it sounds like, and it's not that fun. I mean, I'm sure it'll get more interesting when it comes. Like, it already has gotten a little more interesting. Like, in the beginning, it's like, okay, you got to find the Toad, somewhere in the level.
Yeah.
And you literally just turn the level around and it's on the wall. And it's like, okay, tap it. And then, yeah, you did it. And it's really cute, whatever. Next level, okay, walk a little bit. I don't even have to walk, and then you just kind of look around. Okay, it's right there. Tap it. It's like, okay, this takes 10 seconds, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then it keeps going. The 4th level, though, or the 5th level, like it was a little harder to find, and I actually I actually had to walk around, you know, because you can't just see everything from one perspective, and then I turned around the camera, and you see in a little cave, you see Toad running around and jumping, so he actually is moving too, which I thought was kind of cute.
Shaking and baking.
It makes it easier to find him too, but you know, I'm wondering how, if they are gonna like make stuff even like, you know, really creative like with it in the future. But it's a little added bonus. It's fine. It's another checklist thing to find, you know. And I it's not like boring. It's just like nothing like crazy, you know. It's like you're just finding it. And I really don't know. I've only played this handheld. I need to play it on I need to play it on the TV, because this is a touchscreen heavy game, you know. Like you find the Toad with the touchscreen, and then like there's blocks that you move with the touchscreen, just like the Wii U, the gamepad. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, there's actual touchscreen integration in this game. That's kind of fun, because there's not really any Nintendo games with touchscreen. If you think about it, like what Nintendo games have the touchscreen function?
I guess Sushi Striker.
Well, there you go. Yes,
but
which is another thing that I'm getting.
Sushi Striker, I think, would be like, I would love to play that game with the stylus. So like for the 3DS, I feel like it probably feels really good. I wish there was like a Switch stylus that you could get for like those puzzle type games would be perfect.
I hate capacitive styluses, or whatever, the ones that are for the phones, you know.
I don't know if I've ever used them, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's awful. It's nothing like, because it's rubber, you know.
Yeah, it's like,
it's like, it's nothing like using like a DS stylus, where it's just I hate capacitive touchscreens, or whatever they're called. I can never remember what they're called. But yeah, I don't like phone screens for gaming at all.
No.
Like maybe for, I don't know, for some stuff, like maybe, I can't even think of anything. Like if the whole game's touchscreen and like you can use a finger, then sure, that's great. But other than that, like all other games and stuff, styluses are so much better. Like even typing on the, do you have issues typing on the gamepad? I mean, on the Switch, like if you're ever posting a picture or doing anything with the keyboard.
Well,
do you ever have like you always press the wrong button and it doesn't feel responsive?
I feel like the only time I've ever really posted that I've like typed text alongside it was from docked. So just using the the control to use it.
But exactly. But have you? I mean, like even if you're holding a handheld, typing in a name for something. I don't know.
Honestly, I guess I don't post too much from the Switch to Twitter. At least, and most of the time, I usually like, if it's just a picture, I'll try not to even add text, just because it's such a pain in the neck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just hope that like Nintendo, I feel like usually adds their own like. They add, I guess, within to the software. Like, if you take a screenshot and they go to Twitter, it does, like, the hashtag Mario Aces, too, you know?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
I wish all games did that.
That is cool, yeah. But anyway, Captain Toad's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. It's a total relaxation game. The one that it's taking Animal Crossing's spot right now. But but I say relaxation game because it's just so charming. But it's...
You're gonna think, yeah. You're gonna be thinking.
It's not, It's not like it's its own difficulty that works for me. So, and I love how creative they get, and I can't wait to try new levels. It's cool that they brought new levels. You know, that's a great idea.
And that could be a game that could be ripe for DLC.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I think you're totally right, or something. And there is a 2-player mode that I want to dive into with Jill. There's a 2-player mode. I think you can like use the Joy-Cons on like motion on the screen to like hold enemies back and stuff like that. Kind of like
that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, tag team type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to check that out.
But anywho, a certain 8-legged game has come out that
Octopod
it's not the Octo expansion. What's with these Octo games coming out? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Nintendo's not messing around. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
No. Yeah, but anyway, you've been playing the latest RPG, because apparently you like those.
Those are my jams. Yes. Finally, it is time to get our hands on the Octopath Traveler.
Yes, Octopath Traveler.
Yes, finally. Obviously this game has been highly anticipated by many, I feel like. Sort of harkening back to the old SNES RPG days. Obviously, the pixel art is reminiscent of that, but it's got a nice facelift here with just beautiful lighting.
A nice facelift.
Yeah. Is that?
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a full revamp.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a different person.
Yeah. This is
their beautiful
This is
daughter.
plastic surgery. But yes, obviously that's going to be the first thing that jumps off the pages when you're looking at the game. Just how truly beautiful it is. Like I said, when you get into caves, just the lighting effects are really cool as you're sort of going through like tight corridors with, like, it's almost like your character has like a little lamp with them, and it's just, or lantern, and it just looks really wonderful. But the greatest thing about the game is just how much fun it is. I guess I should say we saw the reviews start to come out after we recorded last episode, and a lot of the sort of knocks on the game were, I mean, and I should say the game scored very well. Pretty much, I think, universally, I think there were a couple that were not as hot as others, but the big thing was sort of like, yeah, the stories don't really come together that much or anything, and I think everyone was sort of hoping like, okay, they each sort of have their own individual story, right, and then it all sort of culminates in like this,
like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes, like the big epic crossover, everyone's stories intertwined, and it's to save the world, and I guess that's not the case. And then I was like, oh man, okay, like that's sort of interesting. And you know, for me, I really like Dragon Quest VII, and that's like arguably like the not, I don't know if it's the worst one, but like the most divisive, where it's like people are like, because it is a lot of just smaller stories, and like you sort of go like, hey, I'm gonna go help this area, and then you sort of like bounce between time, and you pretty much, it's essentially like a bunch of contained stories as you rebuild the world. And this sort of gives me that vibe, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick one of the 8, and you could pick any one to start. It doesn't matter. You get a little brief interview, like not interview, a brief overlook of that character and like sort of what their story might lead to, you know. And I ended up going with Alphen, which is I'm never quite sure how to say this word. He is the let me hold on one second. Of course, now I can't find it.
You went with Alphen?
Alphen, the
big mistake.
The apothecary, is that how you would say that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I feel like that's always one of those words I read in my head, and I'm just like, okay. Like, I know what that I know what that job, you know, like what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you go and you pick this guy and you start with him, and they give you just the story. And it starts you out, and it's like, okay. And his is pretty light on the story. It's sort of like, hey, you know, I like helping people in this little town. Someone's sick, and we need to go into the cave to sort of get something to be able to heal them. And then you do that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, now someone helped me when I was little. And so his whole sort of outlook on life is just helping other people. So it's like, oh, I want to leave the town, but I'm not quite sure. And then all of a sudden it's like he gets a encouragement from a friend, and it's like, okay, I'm going to set out forth the world and help people, you know? So I was like, okay, like, this game might not be going really for much story at all, you know? Like there will be, like, motivating factors of why these characters or why these travelers are doing what they're doing, but it's not going to be too crazy in depth, you know? Yeah. So I was like, okay, and essentially if you look at the map, it's a big circle all of the characters are in. So you just go set forth, and you can see where chapter 2 of any of the characters are on the map, but it's way higher level than you are. So the idea is to go get all 8 of the characters, and then it would be like, okay, then you could pick which chapter 2 you want to start with, and like, and I'm assuming it's going to be sort of like, oh, then I'll do the chapter 2s of these characters, then the chapter 3s, and sort of not necessarily like steamroll one storyline. It's going to be bouncing around in between them.
Sure.
But I should say I went to
RPGs do.
Yeah. Well, usually, they're a little more cohesive, one story. With so many stories, like, I guess there's just going to be times when it's like, oh, these are going on the back burner for now. But when I went to the second person, which is Primrose, and let's see what she's a dancer. I believe that's what her actual role. Yeah, okay, it is actual dancer. So then you go, and what happens is you go into the next town where the next traveler's located, and you go around the town, and you find them, and you talk to them, and pretty much they're like, you get a little, like, snippet, and then they're, like, trying to do something, but you don't know why they're doing that, and then it's like, hey, do you want to start this person's story? And then you go back to the beginning of their story, and then your other character is not there, so it's like, then you find out why she's there, what she's doing, and then her story is really compelling, I think. I don't want to spoil too much, and they're early, so it's like not super spoily, but it's...
Well, it all turns out to be a dream
anyway. It's all a dream. But I thought hers was really interesting, and like so far I've gotten 5 of the 8 travelers, and she has the most interesting story. I'm looking forward to her chapter 2 the most.
Good.
But yeah, as far as the gameplay goes...
That's good. So you feel compelled with the story.
Yeah, like I said, so it seems like there will be some characters whose stories are a little looser or a little more just like I said, Alfin seems to be more like, hey, like, go out and help people and do things like this, and like a strange man helped him, so I don't know if maybe down the line I'm going to find that guy who helped me and maybe he'll be bad, or whatever. So, like, right. I'm sure there is growth in that story, but there are definitely stories that, like, give you some right off the bat, like, ooh, this is going to be good. Now,
right. You just got to think, like, well, I don't want to...
No, what's up?
I had this whole bit about doing the Octopath Traveler, but if it was based at Strickland Propane. Like, having, like, Enrique's story, or, like, Donna from accounting. Like,
yeah, like,
that's obviously not going to be as good, but it could be as
You know
good.
what? That might be the surprise one, though. Like, it doesn't seem like she would be, like, a very substance-filled character, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, she's by far the most interesting character.
Yep. And then...
That Thatherton.
Joe Jack. Oh, Thatherton's the enemy.
Oh. But...
Thatherton... You know, the difference between us and Thatherton fuels besides their lack of focus.
It's so good.
The difference between Strickland Propane and Thatherton fuels besides their lack of focus. That's such a good line.
Just nailed it.
Anyway.
But as far as the gameplay goes, is really where the game shines, because the combat is like, it's funny to be like, oh, it's a turn-based combat that's just unbelievably fun, because it's like, oh, well, it's turn-based, but I'm telling you, man, oh, it's so satisfying. So
cool.
Every turn in your, like I said, so it's turn-based, there are random encounters. When you get into it, every turn you sort of, like, I'm blanking on the exact word, but you get, like, another action that, like, sort of is saved up for you. So what happens is you can essentially, if you played, like, Bravely Default, where in that game you could either Brave or Default, Default would be, you'd be a defensive move, but you'd gain an additional action for next turn or whenever you wanted to use it. It's sort of similar to that, but you get that point whether, like, you attack or you use an item or skill. Like, you don't have to defend to get it. So that's really nice, because so that means I'm going to be able to unleash, attacks pretty big and heavy by just doing a couple normal turns. So each enemy has, like, a weakness, and they also have a guard up. So you can do damage to these enemies when they have the guard up. It's just, obviously, it's sort of reduced. So what you want to do is break them. Some enemies just have one shield, so if you hit them with one of their weaknesses, they get knocked down, and they'll lose a turn for next turn, and they also take more damage. Some enemies actually have 3 or 4, and then when you get up to bosses, like I've seen 7 or 8, so you'll have to hit them 8 times with something they're weak to. Now, the good thing is most enemies seem to have a bunch of different weaknesses, I guess sort of to account for just having random, party configurations, because you have up to 4 members in your party at any given time. Obviously, they're all going to have a wide range of abilities and skills. So what essentially you want to do is break these enemies, and then you can sort of stack up your attacks, and you can stack up to 4 different, if you save up enough attacks, you can unleash 4 at a time. So it's really satisfying to sort of, all right, I've broken them, they're down, and now I'm just going to unleash, like, this crazy strong attack, 4 of them consecutive, and the game does a wonderful job of, like, making the hits sound good. You get the little, vibrate from the rumble. The screen lighting sort of, like, comes in and sort of, it just looks really, really cool, and it makes it that much more satisfying, you know what I mean? So it's like, and in the beginning you have one character, and you're like, oh, this is so much fun, and then as your party grows, now all of a sudden it's like, I've broken a boss, and I've got 4 characters with 4 attacks lined up to just unleash, like, ridiculous amount of damage, And it's like, oh my god, it feels so good to just unleash all that damage. And obviously with the break system, every battle will take a little bit of time, because even if you're just facing random enemies out on the field, even when they have their guard up, they're going to block a good amount of the damage, It's like, I don't know the exact, I should look and pay more attention to, like, if it's, like, cut in half, or if it's, a little less than that or more, but you're going to want to break enemies, so it makes each battle worth something, like, it's like, okay, it's not just like, oh, I just tap A few times and this battle's over without having to think about it, you have to pay a little bit of attention. I actually got an ability that would allow me to reduce random encounters, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm enjoying getting into battles, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want less of them.
For now.
Yeah, for now. For now, for sure. But, I mean, I feel like in a lot of games you sort of get that, and you're like, oh, okay, like, I just want to get, like, the story along and get to the bosses and really, like, the tough fights, But I'm finding even just random battles very enjoyable.
To be quite delightful.
Quite a walk in the park. Now, what's cool is, of course, they each have a job, and their jobs are sort of set, but you're going to get job points, which unlock abilities. It seems like they each have, like, X amount of abilities, 8, 9, whatever it is, and eventually you would unlock all of them, but you get to pick the order in which you unlock it. So, if... I'm trying to think, like, one of my, the warrior, you can sort of buff up his abilities to be more defensive, where it's like, hey, I'm going to use this ability, and I'll be more likely to be attacked, So then that way, like, I'm going to have more life, I'm going to boost up my defense, and then, but he also has abilities you can invest in, offensive abilities, because the warrior can use, lance and, like, a sword. So you can be more offensive if you want to, and same with, like, Primrose, she's a dancer, so it's like she has all the buffs, and it's like you could be focused more on, like, hey, I want to have her get all of these abilities that are going to buff up my teammates around her, or you can invest more in, she has, like, some poison abilities and stuff too. So the game early on gives you sort of, like, hey, you need to sort of think about your party a little bit, like, do you want this character to be this way or that way? But eventually it seems like you'll unlock all of them. But as you unlock the number of JP, they're called, the job points, substantially increases. So, like the one, with my warrior, I got this one ability, and I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't get that one, because now, like, all these other ones are going to take a little bit longer to get. But luckily it hasn't bit me in the butt yet. But now, as you unlock these abilities, once you unlock, I think, 4 or 5 of them, and I think you start out with 2 or 3, and, but anyway, once you get to a certain threshold, you'll unlock secondary abilities, which are really nice, because, like, the one was just add 500 life to your ability, your character, which I think at the time they only had 1,100, so now you're talking like another, 50% added on top of it. So and it doesn't show you what they'll unlock as you get them. So it's like I've only unlocked a few on each character, but I'm excited to see like what some of the later unlocks are, because I think they're going to be pretty fun to unlock. But I mean,
yeah, I mean, I love a good upgrade system. Like I'm thinking like Mario. I love Mario and Luigi's upgrade. Like like
when you level
get
up,
that, and then you level up, and then you get that like, and all your stats kind of randomly level up, but then you get that one chance to pick whatever stat you want, and then like it'll go like boost it like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
And then it's like
you boost your defense.
You look and you're like, oh, the defense is, the wheel's only 1 and 2 with the occasional 3. Exactly. But if I go if I go stash power, it's like lots of 3s, 4s, and 5s. It's like, okay, it is. Yeah, that's super satisfying. I love that one.
So yeah, and then absolutely so. So one question: is this game very straightforward? Is it like easy to pick up and play, or is it kind of like weird?
I'd say it is. Yeah. So pretty much the format of at least this first part, which chapter 1 of each character is start at a town. They give you like a little intro. Then it's like, hey, go do this thing. Then it's like some more story. Then it's like you finish that little story out with some like a little boss battle, and then it's like, hey, go to the next traveler. So it's like, okay, and you can travel to anyone you want. There's like a little, I've been just doing the next one, so I'm doing a counterclockwise circle from Alphen, and so it's like,
what? You're American, you can't do counterclockwise.
You know what it is? The character to the right of Alphen was Primrose. She seemed more interesting to me than the one to the left, so that was just sort of how she went.
And then once you got the locomotion going, you can't stop it.
It's like that hype train.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like each story seems to have give or take about an hour on the first chapter. So it's like in the beginning, it's really easy to pick up and play because it's like if you have an hour to play, it's like I'm going to get pretty much like a full chapter 1 story down. I'm going to learn a new character. I'm going to go through like their beginning story and add them to my party. Then the distance from each one isn't too far. And obviously if you're jumping around, like really jumping around, it might take a little further, a little longer to travel. But in between each city, I have found like right when you walk out, there's a sign and it's like left, this is this way. This is down that way. This is to the right. And it's like, all right, I want to go to the right. And then like when you get to the next town, it's outside of each town. Does a very good job of letting you know exactly like, hey, go up if you want to go to this town, left if you want to go to that cave, or right if you want to go back to that other town. You know? So it's pretty easy to stay on focus of where you got to go. Like you're never going to be like, or at least this early on, the map does expand.
So I think like ironically, like the Octopath is kind of linear in a sense of like for each path is linear, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you'll be bouncing around stories, it seems like, but it doesn't seem like your next spot will be too far off from where you are, Jimmy. But so I'm really digging it so far. Like I said, I got a little worried with the story thing, and then I was a little worried, like, is it going to live up to that hype? Because it has been so hyped up, you know what I mean? But
kind of, yeah.
I mean,
it has been
within the like RPG fandom. You know what I mean? People are really excited about it, and like a lot of people, it's like this. I think I've actually seen the quote like spiritual successor to Final Fantasy 3/6, and that might even have been like someone on the dev team. So it's like hype level's insane, but so far I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, the combat's super fun. I'm enjoying like the I should say, I guess at this point, the 5 of the 8 stories they've laid enough out that, I'm excited to follow the breadcrumbs to see where they go.
Good.
And if nothing more, the combat is a lot of fun and the world's fun to explore. So I've got a lot more of this game left in me because I'm pretty sure it's many, many hours, but I'm looking forward to digging deeper.
Yeah. And this seems like way up more on my alley than like Xenoblade 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, this is way more simple,
I actually think you would probably enjoy this game for an RPG. Like, Like, you don't dive too much into the RPGs, but, like, this one, I feel like the base of it is simple enough to get in and enjoy without digging too deep, but you can dig deeper if you want to, you know?
Yeah, yeah, which is exactly
the good sign of a good game.
Heck yeah. Yep.
Now, I believe that's all we got to talk about this week.
It is.
I've got another game.
That's a good solid chunk.
Yeah, only 2 games, but we talked about them for quite a bit. I'm playing another game that I can't talk about till next week. And
what game is it?
I don't even know if I can say. I'm sure I could.
You can say what game you're playing.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Semblance.
I'm playing Mugsters.
Is a cool little puzzle form.
But I think that's out.
Yeah. Mugsters, I think, comes out.
Oh, you can't spoil what it is. Yeah, I think Mugsters is out,
I believe,
or will be out when this posts.
I believe it comes out the day this posts, so yeah, you'll have that, and then I'm going to be picking up Pool Panic as well, so I'll definitely have talk about that next week. Although, like I said, I hope my eye doesn't prevent me from playing too many games, but I think with just the one, I'm definitely going to be playing some games. So.
Not any 3D games.
Yeah, no.
This is
my eye exploded.
You know what, Kate? I'm buying a 2DS. Yeah, this is you can finally give her the reason why.
Come to Papa, you $180.
Even though it's an awful reason.
Ooh, excuse me. I'm falling apart over here today.
Your eyes are falling out. You're coughing. You're sneezing.
You're belching.
Whatever that was. You're belching. Now I gotta say though, I don't know. There's that crazy. It's funny because today's Amazon Prime Day, and we all remember last year Amazon Prime Day, aka Christmas, right?
Wait,
remember? What? Last year, Amazon Prime Day. Remember when they had all those glitches?
Oh yes, that was okay.
I thought we all remembered it, but I guess it was just me. Yeah. Where we I got Pikmin for $6.
Yep, I think I got Pikmin and
Miitopia, I think, or like you were. Yeah, you sent that to Neil, I think.
Ever Oasis, right? No, what?
Ever Oasis.
I got another.
No, you reviewed that.
I feel like I don't know. I got a couple of the games for dirt cheap. That was awesome.
Yeah, man. There's something like that happened with Target 2 nights ago, where they were having this deal where if you buy anything over $50, you can get $20 off, right? So that's actually a really good deal.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's $20
off
alone,
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's a really good deal. So it's like you can get any game for $40, really, like, you know. But then they had all these 15% off coupons that were stacking. Like, it was really, there was like up to 7. I think I only got up to 5 because I was like, I need to hurry and do this before.
Yeah, before they're like,
you know?
Nope.
And that's all they had at the time. But I got to 5, and I got 5 Switch games. And they added up to like $200 and like some dollars, and I got them for like $91.
You thief!
Yeah. You always gotta bring me down.
You stole from the fine people at Target.
But the thing is, but 3 of them are pre-orders of
have
games.
You gotten an email
so
yet?
I don't know if they'll hold. I haven't got an email, and 2 of them have shipped. So. You know what I mean? Like, I think I got them. But anyway, I did get Sushi Striker and Poi. So those are coming to me. So we'll be talking about those soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have a Sushi Striker.
But those will be up on the...
in the future.
Yeah, yes. Challenge. Yes. Then you can beat me.
Finally.
Yep. All right, well, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, it's time for the good old-fashioned eShop Roundup.
Alrighty, we are back, Perry, and as you alluded to before the break, it is time for the old eShop Roundup.
The eShop Roundup. Yeehaw. The eShop Roundup, where every week we go through what has come onto the Switch eShop. And there's 24 games this week. Can you believe it? And if you were just watching the video here, welcome to the Talk Nintendo podcast snippet. And we're going to start with Red Hot Ricochet.
Yes, sir.
Which is $9.99, and as it's loading here, there we go. Okay, an intense game of Ricochet duels.
Yeah, it looks sort of interesting. You got your rocks there and sort of bank shots. I wonder if by it saying duels, I guess maybe maybe you have to take out a certain number of your enemies. I'm trying to look on the screen here. It looks like there's little dots, which represent maybe each player. You just got to take out the player by hitting them a couple times.
Yeah.
Honestly, I bet you that could probably be a pretty fun little game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see, let's see, it looks like it's going to be local play, which is sort of a little bit of a downer for at least someone like me.
Yeah.
But it looks like if you
doesn't have any friends?
Yeah, who's a big fat loser? But yeah, if you get some
one-eyed
games,
loser?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks cool, though.
I thought you were going to call me a one-eyed monster, you pervert.
No. What does that mean? I don't even want to know what that means. I don't know what that means. But let's move on to Johnny Turbo's Arcade is back, and it's bringing Express Raider, which this game looks awesome.
Oh, it sure does.
I saw a trailer of this, and it's such a cool idea, like with the moving train.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, I got to try one of these Johnny Turbo's arcade games one of these days. Because we talk about it almost every week. You know, it seems like they're getting to that Neo Geo level.
This is one that I would try. But the thing is the emulation, these screens aren't good. That's the thing I don't like about it.
Here's the thing. That just might be what the game looks like.
I know, and I hope that's not. I like the guy on top.
It's not a Neo Geo game. You're not going to be
I like the guy throwing the wine bottle at the cowboy on top of the train.
You stay back. I'll put red wine in your eye. I like when he gets to the top and he's just holding his bags of cash. Like, that's right, boys.
Yes.
I did it. But, moving along here, we've got Radio Hammer Station for $6.99, a popular radio station spreading its love of groove with the best DJs in the world, providing tunes to groove to throughout the day. I guess it's a little music game.
Yeah, it must be.
It's sort of got like a little chibi style or sort of anime style there.
Very Japanese.
Sort of going through it. Yeah.
Looks pretty cute. Oh my goodness, there's a swastika boss.
Well, here's the thing. I was just going to say that. I was like, whoa! But I think, isn't a swastika, if it's like pointing the other way, it's actually like...
Yeah, it's the four L's.
It means something different.
Like life... It's like life, love, something.
I tell you what, though.
It's still scary, though.
I was going to say, it's probably just not worth the confusion, you know? But...
Anyway, we're going to get this video flagged somehow, just for featuring that picture. But next up, we have Philipix Phil's Epic Adventure, which has a demo, as you can see right here. It's $7.99, and this is a very Picross looking game.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like Picross. I like the guy's huge schnoz and mustache though.
Yep.
Howdy, boys.
I've heard I've heard this isn't as good as Pick-a-Pix, so deluxe. From what that's worth, but you can check out a review at Nintendo World Report for that. But this next game, Casey,
thank goodness,
looks so cool.
And thank goodness for it, because we got another week. Because we got Neo Geo the Super Spy for the old hamster toss, $7.99.
Dude, look at this game.
Yeah. See, I'm just thinking that Neo Geo graphically was just so much more superior. And granted, this game, I wonder, it probably doesn't say the original release. Oh, no, there you go. Released in 1990.
Looks like Jay Peterman's in there.
I wonder if, let's see, did it say when this game was released? I was going to say, I wonder when Turbo Express... No, it said that was in 1990, but...
Yeah, 1990, yep. You see the guy, the business guy, that looks like Jay Peterman, that's about to get punched with spikes.
Oh, he's
with spikes.
He's in trouble. Yep. He's in a world of trouble with that.
Anyway, this game is a first-person Neo Geo Super Spy game. It looks amazing. I'm gonna get that.
Buy it right now, then.
Well, I'm on Jill's Switch, so I'm not gonna do it right now. But I will buy it.
Show the people that you'll really buy it.
Moving along. Star Story: The Horizon Escape for $9.99. It's a funky space archaeologist who crashed on an unknown planet.
Interesting. Okay. It's RPG, it says. So, I tell you what.
It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
text-based. Is that what it said? A text-based turn-based adventure RPG in which your choices actually matter.
Intriguing.
All right. Well, interesting. Check that out.
You know, it's also interesting. Super Volley Blast.
Yes.
For $9.99. Perry, are you ready to have a blast and become the best volleyball player in the world?
Yes.
Well, then this might just be the game for you. Looks like very sort of like minimalistic on the graphics. You know, they have nice little backgrounds, but the characters aren't too crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder how...
We're watching the trailer right now, Casey, in the first eShop Roundup thing.
I was going to say, I wonder how the...
Oh, you can create your own
gameplay feels, you know what I mean? Because this seems like a game that, like, I love volleyball. It seems, you know what I mean? If it was pulled off right, you know? Especially if it was, like, sort of arcadey, like NBA Jam-ish. Like, I could see a volleyball in that style volleyball game being, like, super fun. And it actually looks pretty cool.
And you know what? Casey, if you have those questions, you can check out NintendoWorldReport.com for our review.
Boom.
Oh, you see that? That was pretty sly, wasn't it?
Holy potatoes! A weapon shop?
But
for $14.99. Now, this game looks amazing. Holy potatoes! I just, like... I wish I could zoom in on my... Is that just like a potato head in the middle of the town there? Yep. He's thinking. Yeah, so this looks like a nice little sim going on here. Sim strategy game. A hero isn't a hero at all without the right weapon or a shop to buy one from. Become the man, parentheses, sorry, potato, behind the heroes, forging amazing weapons and selling them on for the tasty profits in holy potatoes. I tell you what, it's sort of... I like the idea of, like, the Weapon Shop RPG. I don't know if you remember Weapon Shop...
Weapon Shop de
Yeah. Oh, I bought that game. Not amazing, but clever. I mean, it was fun for a little bit, but I like when they make the games based around, like, a job that you normally wouldn't make a game around, you know?
Absolutely.
This next game, you know about it.
I do. I sure do. Bomb Chicken. It's a game that I reviewed for the site. It's a really great game. Hopefully this trailer can load real quick and I can talk about it for just a second. Now, this game is a game you don't want to miss. Made by Nitro, as you can see here. There's lots of
a lot of bombs,
fried chicken in it. A lot of bombs, and there we go. Now you can see footage of it. Yeah. So also check out my review on Nintendo World Report TV. I did a video review, and yeah, this is a great game. Anyway, we can move on now.
What's our next game, Perry?
Our next game is a free download.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is Galac Z Variant S. But it offers... See, here's the thing. It offers in-game purchases.
Does it show us in-game purchases? Crash Coin.
How much is it, though?
Let me see. It is... For 12 Crash Coins, it's 99 cents. You could buy 1,000 Crash Coins for $49.99.
Oh boy! All right.
See,
well,
Variant S is required to yeah. So I wonder if it's gonna be like super gated, you know, like really trying to harp on that, like, hey, you could play like 10 minutes, you know. But
it's a very colorful, nice looking game. So, hey, it's free. Check it out. If you're on a budget and you know you need something to play, why not?
Next up here we have
this next one.
Epic Loon. For $14.99. Be gross. Be evil. Be epic.
Is this game in 3D?
I don't know.
Is that why it looks kind of blurry when I'm looking at it right now? Or am I just having a stroke?
You might just be stroking out.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't really know what's going on in this game. Like, all of the screenshots
it looks incredible.
Yeah, very drastically different. Very, it looks black and white with some grays, and then red well, I guess there's some blue in there too, but red seems to be maybe a color of importance in this game.
There's so many creepy things,
yeah, it's
like the clown.
I like the big Godzilla, personally.
Yeah. Well, that's a very interesting... What kind of game is it?
Platformer?
It's got everything. Party? Multiplayer?
This game has got everything you could ever imagine.
Interesting. We should check that game out, because that game looks funny. But Next up, with the Jimmy price of $8,
Jimmy.
we have Voxel Shot for Nintendo Switch. Participate in wacky battles against your friends.
Hey, it looks like Minecraft.
What do you think, Case? It does.
And it's $8.
It's rated T for blood and violence.
Rated J for Jimmy's.
Oh, yeah, this looks kind of cute. It has pretty cute music, too.
This
Defeat zombies and survive. Alright, I can dig it. Oh, it's like a third-person shooter. You just shot that bull right in the head.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
Alright. Yeah. It's funny. When it said Voxel Shot, I thought it was like... You know, that game actually looks kind of fun. I thought it was like soccer. But it's not soccer. You're shooting innocent animals. Anyway,
this
next one seems right up... it sounds like right up Casey's alley.
This next game, I think I've played this game before. And that is Darts Up.
What?
I think they had this for the 3DS as well. I'm checking it out right now. Darts Up 3D. Yeah, I'm almost downloaded. I've played this game before.
Why? I mean, like,
Caitlin and I, when we'd go to the bar, we'd play darts a lot. So, like, one time it was $2.99, and I was like, I wonder like how good or bad this game is. So I was like, I played with Caitlin one night.
Well, right here it's $2.99 again.
Yep, I could double dip. I thought the 3D part was cool, but yeah,
cool.
And it was like, I think you could do. I don't know actually if you could do.
It's amazing that you bought this game.
But yeah, I've played Darts Up before.
Well, this one you can play with up to 4 players. With aiming, thanks to the motion sensor.
You can do that with the Switch as well.
It's $3 if you're looking for. If you have a party and you need
look
something.
at that! I didn't realize on the 3DS.
Oh.
It has Darts Up. Send the full Darts Up 3D using the download play option.
Really?
Use the motion sensor to aim and view the surroundings entirely in stereoscopic 3D. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you can aim. All right, and then then you would like. I think you could like flick it too, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while.
And I see like a little me thing up on the top left corner of one of the screenshots. It looks like there's like a me thing. Anyway, crazy. That's weird. Anyway, we can move on though to Super Destronaut DX. We have moved on, and it's 15% off for $4.24.
Ooh wee. Yeah, it
Yes.
looks cool. It looks like asteroids.
It does. Yeah.
Like a very colorful asteroids.
Yeah, I'm digging it. Is there like a hook to this game or?
I don't know. I've never really played it. It might just like it says right, inspired by an arcade classic. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was like really going for that feel with like just feeling a little bit more modern and quick paced, you know.
And it can do co-op. So
very nice.
That's cool.
Next up here, we've got a game that we just talked about before, and that is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Yes, and it has a demo.
Yes, I should just play the demo. Well, then I'll probably end up buying it. $39.99, very nice price. I would go buy that physical copy personally, but
well, yeah,
super fun game. If you haven't checked it out on the Wii U, and even if you're not on the fence,
look at all those new screenshots. I love the new Donk City stuff.
I was gonna say, even if you're like really don't have too much of an interest, like go check out the demo. It's free demo, and trust me, super fun game.
Yeah, absolutely. Go right there and click that. All right. Next up, another game we just talked about.
Yes, sir.
Octopath Traveler for $59.99. This is a game that everyone probably knows, but look at that. Just look at those screenshots. I feel like you didn't talk enough about how this could be the most gorgeous game ever.
Well, like I said, I feel like it's probably been beaten into nauseum how beautiful it looks, you know?
But
and like everyone knows it looks cool. They don't know about them jobs. Perry.
Anyway.
Yeah, no,
cool.
I love just
Very
the
cool
snow.
Game.
The effects throughout the game are just really, really cool to look at. But moving right along, we have...
It's only 3 gigs.
Beat Rush.
Beat Rush
for $4.99.
Catch the beat and rush forward. So this is...
It's a music platformer.
Looks like a... Yeah. Hey, it's a pixely...
It actually looks sweet.
And, yeah, you unlock new characters.
It sort of reminds me of like the like Miles and Kilo kind of like I wonder if it... I mean, obviously not the same. But I wonder if like an endless runner is it or not endless?
I'm watching it's like it's like a level based. It's very I'm watching the trailer right now.
Synchronize your taps with the beat, keep up with the songs. That game actually looks cool.
It does look cool. Yeah. So, check out Beat Rush, $4.99. I might just go ahead and download that.
Prove it. I'm just kidding.
Well,
I know
I'm
kidding.
This one. But next up, what do we got?
Let's Sing 2018, the Platinum Edition.
There's the bundle and then the normal thing.
Yep, the standalone is $39.99. The bundle is $54.99, which includes the Party Classic Song Pack, the Best of 80s Song Pack, the Charts Hits Song Pack, the Party Classics Volume 2 Song Pack, and the Legendary Hits Song Pack. Which,
well, okay. You do get $10 off.
Yeah, then. You're going to say, each of those packs are $4.99, so... If you love
to purchase
some Let's Sing, it's definitely more beneficial to go the full route if you do plan on buying any DLC, but
there's only one screenshot for this game.
That's all you well, no, if you go to the other one. It's sort of weird actually. It's like it's like just
of the mattress that you stole from your roommate back in Boulder. Out of context, that is very weird. What is going on in these pictures? Buh!
Yeah, I just want attention. Oh my goodness.
Casey, is that you in the forest?
Yeah, just smoking my bogue. Oh, he's not smoking. It looked like he's smoking a cigarette.
I know.
He's just chilling.
He kind of looks like Dale Gribble.
If he was a hippie. Or a hipster. I should say hipster.
Yeah. Anyway, those are weird screenshots, Let's Sing. You have officially... made me not want you even more.
Speaking of weird, what do we have next, Perry?
We have Touhou. I'm gonna say Touhou Genso Wanderer Reloaded for $49.99.
That's pretty good. You like how I dished it up there for you?
I do.
And while you were struggling with that first word, I was just sipping on some nice piping hot coffee.
Pepsi? Oh, piping hot Pepsi?
Oh, that would be terrible. Could you imagine like a hot Coke? Oh.
Sounds delicious.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, this is a
RPG here.
So,
and this is another. The Reloaded includes the base game for $39.99, and then there's two additional story pack is $7.99, and additional character plus equipment $3.99.
There's tons. Casey, hit all the.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, this is going to be one if you are like interested in this game and the DLC, it makes sense to buy the bundle, but again, I don't know, too much DLC.
Wow.
That's a lot of DLC.
Wow. Yeah. But next up we have Mugsters.
This game looks sweet, and I'm excited to hear.
It really does. Well, I know it's sweet because I've played it, and well, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, human. It plays a lot like Human Fall Flat and it's funny because we have a comment on our video which is it's very like open based and like trying to figure out stuff and what to do, but really colorful, really cute, fun.
Very colorful.
Play a little bit of it. I'll talk about it next week.
I love the colors.
Yeah, and it's from Team 17, so they have a really good track record.
Next up here we have Adventure Time: Pirates of the Enchiridion?
An Enchiridion?
Sounds good to me.
Dude, an enchilada sounds so good.
That's exactly what I thought about when I saw it too. I was like, oh.
I know.
$39.99. Did you ever watch Adventure Time?
No.
Me either. But I really do. I mean, I don't know if these are screens. I mean, I'm assuming they probably looks pretty similar to that in game anyway. Very colorful again.
Very cool.
Looks really cool.
I love that. It's like cell shaded.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is like
an
action RPG game.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I mean, if you think about it, it looks really cool.
Yeah. And honestly, if you're like a fan of the game, or the TV show, it's probably really cool to like sort of get to play as those characters and go around that world.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of sharks, especially when they're not starving.
Yep. But those hungry sharks are scary.
So, from our friends at Ubisoft comes Hungry Shark World.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's some oh my.
Yeah, it's weird
there's
because
some very interesting sharks.
Looking at the screenshot where it shows like Hungry Shark World and you got like the under the water view, it looks very like Pixar or like, you know what I mean, like it could be one of those movies. And like I was like wondering, I was like, is there like some sort of Shark World movie we don't know about? But
yeah,
I don't know. All right, $9.99.
But I really like the one with the treasure chest with the really happy shark.
Oh yeah,
Did you see that one?
Yeah. He's found his booty.
We should have that be our screenshot for this one. It's so good. Okay, $9.99. But last up, we've come to the last one.
Finally.
Hand of Fate 2 for $29.99. And I tell you what, Justin Nation was very excited about this game.
Yes, yep, I've seen him. He gave me a rundown a little bit of it, how it's sort of it's like a card
big
game.
Nerdy game about cards.
Yeah, nerd.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, no, I mean,
some other
it
stuff
looks
too.
interesting. It looks sort of cool. I like actually I'd never really even heard too much of this series at all. But
yeah, me neither. Me neither. Yeah.
I know, like you said, I know he was pretty stoked about it. So.
I know that guy needs to visit a dermatologist.
You sicko.
Anyway, yeah, and that's it then, right? We're done. We've caught up. So.
Whew, until next
24.
week's freaking.
Yeah,
plethora.
Before we recorded, Casey's like, "Oh, there's only 24."
Yeah, you know it's bad when you're like,
games.
yeah, whatever. It's like that's
you know, like that's like 3 games a week. I mean, 3 games a day that have come out.
There's not enough time, dang it, Bobby.
No, dang it, Bobby. But hopefully, with the help of this, you can see and maybe make some choices and buy some games and support some developers. You know,
just maybe.
Especially Ubisoft with Hungry Shark World.
You really like that Hungry Shark, don't you?
I like that cute picture of the. Yeah, let's just.
I'm more of a Let's Sing 2018
I love that picture.
Man.
You would be, you pervert.
Honestly, you know what we should do is when we go through this, we should pick the game that we liked the most from that week, excluding ones that we played. You know, like ones we weren't aware of that we go, wow, that's actually looks pretty sweet, and I would play that game.
Okay.
Mine.
So is it
Beat Rush?
Wait, hold on. I was gonna say Super Spy or Beat Rush.
So yours is Super Spy.
I'm gonna go with Super Spy. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Spy
I think that'll be
Beat
cool.
Rush. Yeah, I like it. Cool. Game of the week.
Boom. Yes. So thank you if you were watching on YouTube for checking out the old eShop Roundup. Once again, this is part of our podcast, which you can find actually right here on NWR TV. We upload the full episodes every week, but you know, podcast services and all that jazz hosted over on NWR's website, so you can find it pretty much wherever. So, again, thank you for checking this out, and we will see you next week
on the eShop Roundup.
And Perry, now you know what time it is. Now that we've gotten through that big old eShop Roundup.
I do. It's time for the YouTube Saloon.
Alrighty, so over on YouTube, we're going to have the eShop Roundup in video form, as we've now decided that's going to be a weekly thing. It seems to have caught some good traction over there, and it's fun and easy for us to do since we're already doing it anyway. So if you do want to see Perry click along through the eShop Roundup, make sure to pop over there.
Like a bumbling idiot.
This week,
no.
I tell you what, I don't really know exactly what challenge is going to be up. It's a mystery at this point because I haven't edited it, and I don't know which one I'm going to edit.
All right.
So this is a mystery, but we had to. I felt like we couldn't include this on the episode. We're like doing the giveaway for the saloon. We're like, nah, we just won't have the saloon this week.
Yeah, we got to do it.
But yeah, a friendly reminder: we do upload every episode, full episode, over on YouTube. We're gonna have the eShop roundups every week, and the challenges always go up Do you have any reviews, any video reviews going up this week?
No.
No.
I just had Bomb Chicken last week.
Yeah.
And then I did put up some footage of Mugsters.
Yeah, so that might be worth checking out if you if Mugsters sounded interesting to you at all.
Yeah, it's just direct footage. There's no...
you don't have to listen to Perry's irritating voice much longer.
You know, how cool would it be if YouTube had a feature where you could... like,
toggle, like
add commentary? Man, that would be cool.
That would be cool, yeah, like upload a separate track that you could, like, link, like it would be... You wouldn't be able to move it around or, like, start it halfway through a video. Or you could, but it would, like, always be synced, you know what I mean? That would be smart.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times where, like, people do Let's Plays, where sometimes you just don't want the commentary, and then sometimes you do, you know? So it would be nice to...
Yeah, that would be so awesome.
We should invent YouTube better, though.
YouTube 2.
Yeah. YouTube.
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 Like the Splatoon. But anyway, that's enough rambling.
Anyway, yeah.
We've got to get over to the old...
News Talk with Casey Gibson.
Alrighty, so... Again, I feel like we're the dog days of summer. I heard that on the radio today. We're not the dog days of summer yet. So I shouldn't even have mentioned that. That's August. But it is the dog days for news via Nintendo news, at least. Obviously, E3 is going to be pretty much sap any real big news information coming out. So, but we got some cool stuff here. First off, they gave a little rundown of more into the Let's Go Pokemon, or Pokemon Let's Go.
Yeah.
And they revealed the Kanto map, how it's going to look in the game, and it just looks incredible. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
It's a beautiful overview of the whole thing, and it's just like filled with nostalgia. You know what I mean? Like, it's just great to look back at that region. You know, that's the first game I ever played, and I just sent it to you in the chat there, if you wanted to look.
Nice.
But yeah, so and then it's got, you know, Pokemon sort of littered around it too, and it just looks really cool. And I'm telling you, I don't really know why, but I'm so excited for Pokemon this year. It's, like I said, I don't know if it's partly because of the return back to the original region, or if it's just like okay, it's been my every other year, you know, I'm up and I'm just excited and
then Switch and
So no, I think it's gonna be sweet. I cannot wait to play.
Giddy up.
But this next bit of news, it feels like we talked a little bit about the massive influx of games on the Switch. We talk about it weekly when we go through our 20 to 30 games for the Switch, but it has been put out. How many games, Perry, are available right now?
928.
That is just
in all regions.
Bonkers.
Yep.
And what are they
expected to hit? Yep, expected to hit 1,000 by holiday. Well, of course it's gonna hit 1,000. It's gonna hit 1,000 in a month.
Yeah, I know. When I saw that, I was like, we go over like 30 games a week. I'm like, they're gonna hit that thing in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we had just over 1,500 games on it, so we're almost up to 2/3 of the Wii.
Oh man, I tell you what though, if the Wii had like digital, I know it had the Wii Shop, you know, but like if the Wii had the ability to download games like the Switch can now, and how easy it is for developers to get on there, and
if you could save your
the
credit
Wii
card.
would have had like a quadrillion games. Everyone and their brother would have ported stuff over there, but but yeah, moving along, this next bit I thought was an interesting story. So did you hear about I guess some cheating issues in Splatoon?
No.
I guess it's relatively easy to cheat if you want to, or maybe not necessarily easy for like anyone, but if you wanted to cheat, I guess you could do it. And to prove it, a team of 4 people, they cheated their way to the top of the rankings for whatever mode it was, and their names were Please Add Anti-Cheat. Each of their names were, you know, those 4 to sort of, I guess, give Nintendo like a, hey, come on, like, fix this problem. And actually over on Reddit, one of the people stepped forward and like gave some proof that it was him. And they're like, I love this game so much, you know, and I love playing competitively with the community. And like there is a strong scene, but that I guess, like you said, it was if you wanted to, relatively easy to manipulate and cheat. So I guess they did end up getting lifetime bans. So they're off Splatoon 2, at least on their. I don't know if that locks to the system or if that just locks to their account.
The people
name.
that said please add.
Yeah, the 4 people that cheated to send that message out there have been banned. But I thought it was interesting. It's sort of. Like I said, I guess I don't.
That doesn't seem fair.
What do you mean?
That they got banned?
Well, they cheated.
Yeah, but they were showing them that they could.
Yeah, but I guess they still cheated,
What? No. I mean, like, they're proving a point.
No, I know, but I don't know. It's probably like they just have to,
I don't know.
It's like,
I
hey,
think if someone...
they broke the. Like, I'm sure Nintendo was aware of the cheating. You know what I mean? To some extent, I would imagine. Like, I can't imagine they wouldn't,
Sure.
But maybe they're just either having a hard time implementing a way to prevent it, or they're just not putting the resources towards it. I don't know.
Gotcha.
But yeah, interesting nevertheless.
But what else is interesting, and I haven't tried this out yet, is gyro controls were added to Fortnite with Season 5.
Ooh-wee, yes.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I have not played Splatoon. I haven't played Splatoon in a while either, but I haven't played Fortnite in a while. I would definitely be down. I would have to test it out because I think I would still like it because I like them in Splatoon. So it'd definitely be interesting to see how it works within Fortnite.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Check that out. But you know what time it is?
What time is it, Perry?
The DLC block.
DLC.
Yes, there's 3 games getting DLC, significant DLC. Hollow Knight is getting a free DLC with Gods and Glory launching on August 23rd, my parents' anniversary.
Those people at oh man, what's the developer? I know it's Cherry something. Do you know?
Yeah.
It might just be Team Cherry.
Cherry Team?
Team Cherry.
Yeah, Team Cherry, that's what it was.
They're always so thoughtful.
Yep. Those jerks. And then Enter the Gungeon DLC. Free DLC, Gungeons and Dragons.
So good.
Drag guns.
So good. I love everything about Enter the Gungeon.
Yep. And it's coming out today.
Yep. July 19th, the day this puppy launches, you can go get your free DLC.
Sounds good. Now, to round us off on the DLC block, we have what?
The South Park Fractured But Whole Second Story DLC, which is launching July 31st. Now, this is not free. The first 2 we mentioned were free DLC. This one is paid. But the second story is going to be available at the end of the month. Which segues us into our next bit of news here, is that South Park The Stick of Truth will be coming to the Switch digitally by September. We don't have an exact launch date, but by September seems to be the word throwing around there. So presumably sometime in August. And I guess that means that the Fractured But Whole must have sold relatively well for them to decide to bring over the first one.
Yeah, and they must have found it to be pretty easy, but that's cool. Are you interested in that?
Yes and no. I liked the Fractured Butthole. I think the first one is more turn-based, which is fine by me too, but it would really be more trying to find time to play it. And I already know, like, Monster Hunter comes out next month. Then it's into Xenoblade DLC standalone story, and then
there's just no point in talking to
I don't think they'll probably find time to play it, but who knows?
Yeah, but anyway, that's cool. Now there's a new update coming out for Mario Tennis Aces that actually introduces balancing, and Bowser Jr. was apparently OP and was nerfed.
Bring them down, baby. Bring them down.
Yep. Aw, but you know what? That's just what you get. So that's cool. I like the idea that there's actual balancing for Mario Tennis being done.
Yeah, that seems to be
like that's cool. It shows that the characters actually are different, you know.
Yeah, and it shows that they want to have a nice
man.
competitive scene, especially with the tournaments they're going to be running. You know, they don't want to see every single person in the tournaments Bowser Jr. You know. Like they want to see that diversity. So it is good that they're going to be balancing and sort of keeping everything fair, and I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. And what else I think is awesome is that according to Amazon Japan, Undertale was listed for September 15th to release physically.
Ooh-wee.
Now, I have, you know, everyone's heard of Undertale, right? I mean, it's the big thing. But I don't know anything about it because I've purposely waited for it to come out on Switch because I knew it was coming, you know. It's kind of like I knew it was coming out for Switch with Axiom Verge, which I still have on my shelf that I haven't played yet that I really need to. But Undertale, I'm interested in this, especially in a physical version. So even though I see it like on Steam for
$2,
$3.99 or $2, yeah, you know, but whatever.
Yeah, that's one of those Undertale. I've heard so many good things about it. Like,
we'll have to play through it together.
Yeah, I wonder how long of a game it is.
I don't think it's
yeah,
that
I don't
long.
think so either. Because let's see, I'm checking right now. Yeah, 6.5 hours. Yeah, no, that might be one that end up picking up and be like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna bang this out in like 2 days, you know, or like a weekend, like just begin to end. I know it has really great music, so and like I said, so many people love it. I'm definitely.
And I think it's inspired a lot by Earthbound.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that weird sort of.
Which is one of my favorite games ever. So.
Boom.
Yeah.
Now to close out the news block, Square Enix is reporting shortages for Octopath Traveler in Japan, sold out in stores. I believe I saw on Amazon it was back ordered. I think that might just be Amazon Japan, but
that's awesome.
I mean, well, yes and no. Hopefully, hopefully there's shortages because of the overwhelming. I mean, I guess that would be, regardless, it would be more than they expected. You know, presumably.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just hope that this shows other developers too, like, hey, just because it's a pixel art game, you know, doesn't mean it has to be like a small experience or like an indie, you know, like you can release a full-fledged, full-blown game in this art style, and it's, you know, because that's my biggest dream has always been for Nintendo to come back and release like Super Mario 3 or Super Mario World, like, but in
just
that
like
art
this.
style. Give us the pixel art.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
like,
yes,
I think
yes.
Super Mario World 2, you know what I mean? Could you imagine? And honestly...
You mean Yoshi's Island?
Yes.
Honestly, yes. I mean like Yoshi's Island.
That would be awesome,
One of the
too.
coolest and prettiest games in existence.
But imagine, like, they could... I'm sure if that was a $60 game and it was like a full-blown 10 to 12 hour amazing platformer in that vein, like they could sell that full price, and I'm sure they'd probably get some kickback initially, but like if it was amazing, like, you know, it would be.
Dude, of course they could, and just kill me. I mean, they are doing really cool things with like Woolly World. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? I mean, it's like it's a really cool, fun art style. You know what I mean? Like it's really, really aesthetically pleasing in a certain way. But like, yeah, like I mean, Mario Maker hit a lot of those really like nostalgic. I mean, Mario Maker is just so good, dude. I love Mario Maker, and like hitting those, like playing with the old look of it. But yeah, like actually updating it, doing something that's classic but modern, like Rayman Legends, like one of the coolest looking games.
Oh, I would,
you know, like
I would love it.
It's just, yeah, I mean, but still having the Mario gameplay, like Mario Charm and everything. But I mean, like doing something. Well, they even had like hints of that, like with like the Starry Night thing in New Super Mario Bros. U. Like that one level that's like amazing.
Oh,
you know?
Well, that was one. Like honestly, that was my when I said it in U, I never beat the game. That was like I needed to get to that level, and then once I beat that, it sort of fell off the back burner there.
It's crazy because it's like, didn't you get it when the Wii U launched?
I guess.
Like, what were you playing?
I remember I played a bunch of Zombie U, and then I was playing that, and then I think I just sort of fell off the edge with the. It was sort of in that like not my super duper heavy gaming period, you know. So I think it just sort of fell to the wayside. But
the dark.
But
ages.
now before we wrap this up, we have a hot off the presses news piece from one Jules Watcham.
Oh, yeah?
his tweet. I am beyond thrilled to share the exciting news that we at TUI are working with our good friends at Super Rare Games to exclusively release a physical version of Mutant Mudds collection for the Nintendo Switch, and it's coming soon. And there are going to be 4,000 copies, limited edition, at superraregames.com, and they're going to be coming with trading cards and some stickers. So, and the cover art is just wonderful.
Oh yeah, yep. And he teased this a lot back in the Chicken Wiggle. The Chicken Wiggle Kickstarter video. It was in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That dog.
Yeah, and but not only is Mutant Mudds coming, but like Super Rare should have had like a Nintendo Direct today, like because they kept announcing. Did you see all the announcements they got?
No, wait. For which one was it?
For Super Rare Games, the people that are publishing
no, I
it?
didn't see. What else did they?
Dude, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, Worms, WMD, which was going to come physical, but then it canceled it, but now it's coming back, which makes me excited because I really want to play that game. Steriden, you know that game that you reviewed,
that game was fun.
We played at PAX? That's coming out physically.
Yeah. That might be a good excuse for you to buy it.
Yeah, Knights of Pen and Paper.
Oh, David.
Which I think they're doing.
Did the review on that one.
Yeah, and there's a second one, Faerun Collection, which is.
Yeah, we played that game.
Can you believe that? Yeah. N++, which is a game I just reviewed, which is really cool. Holy moly. Actually, the Adventure Pals.
They could have had their own E3. They could have been like limited run games, put on their own little press conference.
I know. They should have. I can't. I'm so happy for them. I am so stoked that they are doing, because that's what they need to be doing. You know, like they need to be put out lots of games. But dude, Mutant Mudds. Oh,
yeah.
Baby. Ow.
You dog.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. I can't.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
And then when Chicken Wiggle comes, they gotta do Chicken Wiggle physical.
Maybe, you never know.
Oh,
but man. Yeah, that's gonna bring us to the end of the block here, and I think that's gonna bring us to the end of the show, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Of course, you can check us out on Twitter at Talk Nintendo Pod. That's Talk Nintendo.
P-O-D.
You can also always, if you have any questions, comments, something you'd like to see us discuss on the podcast in a future segment, for listener mail, you can either email us at talknintendopodcast@nintendoworldreport.com, or you can just tweet at us if that's easier for you, which would be cool. Mm-hmm. And of course, we got our stuff on YouTube. We're here every week doing the podcast.
Thanks again to Grizzco, to Grills Von Sizzle,
for supplying us with that giveaway. And congrats. And thank you again for everyone who participated. We got some really fun, awesome drink ideas. It was fun to read.
Thank you. Oh, I got to call out. Hold on. Hold on. Phone. It's the guy that he... Hold on. Let's see if I...
Perry searching.
Do you have a joke?
No, not particularly, but I can just I can
think
scramble
of a joke.
For a minute.
Just think of a joke.
I can sing.
Let's see. I'm gonna find this. Here it is. Bobby Smith. Bobby Smith. Thank you. He posted beer with a lowercase b.
Keeping it real, man.
Yep, which is what I said that last podcast. I would love if someone just beer. Because, when you say it like this, beer, it's like, it's not capitalized.
Yeah, no, you can't capitalize that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Dang old beer, don't dang, I'll tell you what. We'll see you next week.
Giddy up.
It doesn't seem like your next spot will be too far off from where you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, no.
Need to drink some water.
That was the problem.
Oh, did you drink some and went down the wrong pipe?
I took a sip, and it was like it didn't go down the wrong pipe, but it was flirting with it, you know. So as I was talking, I was like, "Oh, I just gotta finish this sentence. Don't go down."
Dude, you know when like you're just that. Do you ever just like when you're at you're at work or wherever, and it just randomly out of nowhere, like saliva goes down the wrong tube, and you're just coughing like uncontrollably. You know, and it's like, are you okay? It's like, and you're completely fine. It just takes time.
Yeah, you
to
can't
get
even
back to
speak,
normal.
you know? It's like you can't even get out that
Yes.
it's like, no, leave me alone. And it's so loud.
And it's so embarrassing. And it's like, or like when you're talking with someone, that's the worst. And it's like, you gotta look away and like cough at the ground,
I was just
you know, and
picture
just be
Perry like an interview.
holding your finger up.
Like for some job, like, yeah, like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, but it's usually like watery eyes, like, and then like trying to mask it as much as I can, and then just like trying to like, you know, like really save up to get that really big cough, like, but then like halfway through the inhale, like it comes out like uncontrollably, you know, like.
Oh
But,
man,
yeah.
well, I'm glad. Now you've talked enough about your embarrassing moments that it is past. That awkward.
Oh, that was an embarrassing.
No, I know not. I shouldn't say embarrassing.
On your end. That might take me a couple days.